Based on that performance that we just saw, are you up or down on Jack Della Maddalena? Because I know there's going to be a lot of differing opinions. People thought Jack Della Maddalena was going to go in there and wipe the floor with Basil Hafez in round one because the boxing is too sharp and he's just too good. He's too powerful. Coming off 4 straight first-round finishes, I believe. Contender Series fight was a decision win. Coming off of 14 straight wins. 14-fight win streak. Goes in there. Wins by decision. Your boy called it, though. Your boy called it. I put it out on the IG, on the TikTok. Jack Della Maddalena by decision. Plus 750. Basil Hafez, too tough. Trains with some of the best guys in the world. He's got the ground game. He took some shots in that fight. But we go back and watch it. Jack definitely won. If you're in here to say Jack Della didn't win and Basil Hafez won, Jack definitely won. He landed the better shots in round 2. Clearly won round 3. But he did make a lot of errors. And I saw that coming. I figured with everything that went on with Jack having to switch opponents. This is his 3rd opponent in a week, I believe, or a week or 2 weeks. Originally supposed to fight Sean Brady, a ranked opponent, UFC 290, gone. Then supposed to fight a debuting guy at UFC 290, makes weight, loses the fight 24 hours before he was about to fight, pretty much. And then gets to fight at the Apex the next week against Basil Hafez, who nobody knows, but is actually pretty solid. Knew it was going to be a down performance for Jack because he's getting an opponent that is a tough guy to game plan for, and you could tell he didn't have a game plan. You could tell Jack Della didn't have a game plan. He just went in there to fight. Because if he went in there with a game plan, he would have said, all right, I'm stuffing all takedowns, not even going to mess around with these submissions, and I'm just going to throw my hands because I'm levels above most people, especially a guy making his UFC debut. I'm levels above him with the hands. But he would go for some submissions, gave up 3 takedowns, I believe, in round 1. Probably didn't expect that kind of blitz from Basil because in his past couple fights, Basil's been pretty content to throw the hands, but he does have a very strong takedown and jiu-jitsu game. He went to it early. Jack kind of had to scramble after that and be like, I got to dig deep and look for this finish or at least win these last 2 rounds. He's teeing off on him, but Basil's throwing back round 2, comes back in round 2, goes for a guillotine with 2 minutes left, ends up on his back. Dumb decision. Very dumb decision. He keeps that on the feet. Maybe he finishes it, or at least it looks a lot better to the judges. Go to round 3, he's just teeing off on him, but Basil's tough enough to last. We cash our ticket, plus 750 by decision. Once again, I gave that out on the Instagram, on the TikTok. The link will be down in the description. To get on those, that was on BetUS. Link will also be in the description for that. But nonetheless, where does Jack Della Maddalena go from here? Because you could tell, not necessarily holes, but just some maturity that needs to happen as far as game plan. Because he's so talented with the hands. But it's discipline in these situations. I would probably chalk it up to say Jack Della, with the short notice, that's a tough short notice opponent to take. And it's just, I'm going to chalk that up to short notice. Like, I think if he has a full camp, he knows, all right, I'm going to be levels above this guy on the feet. I got to keep it there. Don't even mess around. But he just went out there and fought. Natural instincts. If you think you have a guillotine, you're probably going to take it. But, if you think you have a guillotine, but you know your level's above a guy on the feet, maybe you don't go for it. You just try to, stuff the takedown and keep it on the feet. It is what it is. Moving forward, I think you rebooked the Sean Brady fight. But you could also give him somebody else. I don't know what his contract's looking like. Obviously, if they had him scheduled to fight Sean Brady, I would assume they probably rebooked that because, Sean's probably on a similar time horizon. I know Jack probably wants to fight at Australia, UFC 293. So maybe you can't book Sean Brady. But they'll find him an opponent. I think you give him somebody above him if you can. But if he wants to fight in Australia, I would say you give him someone that's going to not test his wrestling again, but like has the ability to go there, has the ability to just have that mix into it. But it sounds like he wants to fight in Sydney, Australia, UFC 293. Sean Brady would be ideal. I don't know if they can make that happen. That's in about 2 months. Yeah, September. And maybe Jack can't even, because that was not a war, but it was a good fight. Maybe he took too much damage to fight on that one. But yeah, I think Sean Brady would be a great test. A similar type of style to Basil, but he's fought like a lot better competition, a lot better on the ground. That arm triangle Hafez almost had. Maybe Sean Brady can cinch that up. But just moving forward, I think you can kind of wipe this one out of the way for Jack. You know, if he comes out next fight and shows similar problems as far as his opponents giving him similar problems, then we can talk. But short notice, I think it was a huge risk for Jack to take this fight, and he had everything to lose, nothing to gain. I was saying it all week, and it showed. It really showed. Because, if he loses to Basil, where does he go from there? Where does the UFC go from there? Because he's a ranked opponent, just lost to a guy making his UFC debut. Where does the UFC go from there? Can they just still give him, a Sean Brady next? Probably not, Probably not. But now they still can because he got the win. I'm looking forward to it. The guy's fun to watch. A lot of people will put him on this huge pedestal. I get it because he's so fun to watch and he's so damn good. But, yeah, take a step back. We'll see how he does against Sean Brady. If that is to happen, and I hope it does. It does happen. But if you have anybody else that you think they could match him up with, let me know in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. And if you want to support the channel, drop a subscription. Appreciate you. Hey, Jeff Picks here. Signing out.